Hi everybody, I'm Phil the Balrog and today we will talk about the Season 6 balance patch. Let's begin. Now, your army is 40 points, but you have 4 points of free attachment from your faction. Yes, from your faction, meaning that if you want a neutral attachment, you will need to count it in your 40 points and it will be not free. That's actually pretty nice and a good idea. Some neutral attachments are actually real good, and with some faction it would have been too good. This is a good job. I'm happy with it. After that, all the neutral commanders are now neutral exclusive. Again, 2 on 2, good job. Then I look at the balance of the army.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
It was so a good start, Simon. But like I thought, it was too big of a change. I was pretty sure they fucked the balance. Because having 4 free attachments and trying to calculate every list, every combo was quite impossible. Now we will live with some aberration. Now I'll cover each faction, and I will start with the weakest and I'll go to the strongest in my humble opinion. For the weakest, the elevator faction in our power rating is gonna be the neutral. Yeah, it was good. Commander exclusive to neutral, Fortune Seeker that are now very scary, and honestly, if they will be included in a 4 free attachment in other faction would have been just too good. Make the neutral quite interesting, but they stopped at that. The job was not done. Neutral are not balanced. They needed like the Bolton. The Bolton, now we will see it, have a tactic card that give them a little bonus at the start of the game. Have a free attachment with the Bastard Boy. Have the Kennel Master that can be free if he is in a Bastard girl. Neutral needed something like that, and they didn't have it. Then, without this real boss, they'll still be at the bottom of the ranking, sadly. Now, let's talk about the 10 faction, the Bolton. I'm quite happy with what they've done with them. The Bastard Boy attachment, the first one is still free. The Kennel Master can be free in a unit of Bastard Girl. The new Dreadfort Prisoner Mechanic tactic card now can give Panic Token. They add a little boost to 2 of their tactic card, and the black guard and the flayman just add a little boost too. The black guard now move a 5, and the second rank of the flayman have more hit dice than before. On this, good job, Simon. I really think now the Bolton is almost there. They can almost be as good as the main faction. They still need a little boost, but I'm happy with what they've done. The only thing that I see is I think that the Bolton will be pushed away from the classic 4-unit 3 NCU build. Because they have so much free attachment, the 4 free point, and after that the first Bastard Boy free, and maybe even the Kennel Master, I think they really go and enjoy a 5 units on the table and 2 NCU list. Now, let's talk about the 9th faction, the Baratheon. Solo on the list, you're gonna ask me, and I say yes. Baratheon are not maneuverable. In high level play, that's hurt them a lot. Now, with the nerf to Assault Order and Courtney Penrose, this is going to be another problem because they're gonna be even less maneuverable. And with the nerf to the range, that hurt them too, because if you cannot move fast, at least you can shoot your opponent. But now, with Brown, that cannot let you shoot with the bag anymore. With the fact that all the free attachment gonna help the enemy army to stay alive because they're gonna be able to regen or resist more when they are shoot. That all cause that the Baratheon will have a hard time going to fight the enemy. The only thing that they keep them alive is Sentinel Order that they can have access with quite a few units. Now, the new Red Priestess is quite scary. And the new Sustained Assault Tactic card buff, it's quite cool. But the new addition to True Conviction on the standard size is quite good. But this is not enough to make Baratheon powerful enough to be with the top dog. Now, let's talk about the Lannister. The Lannister received a couple of buffs right in there, but nothing that will make you fall on the chair. They receive a nerf from Assault Order from Greyjoy Tactic card, and that hurt a lot because Greyjoy was one of our top commander. And with all the regen ability of all the faction, you needed to alpha strike something, to erase something very quick from the board, and Assault Order was letting us doing that. The other commander that was quite strong was Tyrion, and we were putting him in a unit of crossbow, and you had another unit of crossbow with Brown beside him. But now, they nerf Brown. Brown cannot help you anymore. They cannot make a unit of range shoot with the purse. And because all the unit now will have attachment that's gonna help their survivability, the X-bow won't hit hard enough to make a difference. That is quite sad. And the other unit that's going to be less effective is Tywin. Tywin was not touched. But now, if your enemy have 5 units instead of 4, or if his 4 units are all strong, before it was just 2, maybe 3. When Tywin, you use his ability and he was helping you erase a unit, you were going to 2 or 3 threats to 1 or 2. But right now, you're going to have 3 or 4 threats left on the table, meaning that your investment on Tywin going to be less impactful than before. That hurt the Lannister a little bit. The new mountain attachment in cavalry at 3 points is a little bit too costly. I think it is good because intimidating presence and giving a panic on a charge, and also preventing you to be weakened by the enemy, it's good. But 3 points, a little bit overpriced, but I understand why they went there, because with this attachment, a unit of Knight of Casterly Rock can one-shot without any help another unit. Even a unit of Brigand with Gregor can almost kill anything. If a unit loses a couple of wounds, and you have Gregor in a unit of Brigand, he can go and kill it very easily. And that's it for the Lannister. Now, for our 7 factions, gonna be the Stark. Greyjoy Commander is dead. Berserker Tactic went from one of the best card, if not the best card in the game, to an okay card. Now you're gonna have best option than Greyjoy. Eddard and Robb will be stronger. Tulikav was not touched. It's still one of the 3 best units in the game, meaning that if you add a free Winterfell Guardian now, they're gonna be just scary and a pain to deal with them. The new Kragman Survivalist gonna be also hard to deal with. I think Stark will like the stake and put them all over the board. Overall, a couple of smart chain right in there that help the Stark. Now, for the 6th faction, gonna be the Night Watch. Because of the new 4-point attachment rule, I think the catapult list gonna be a little bit less effective, because with more attachment mean more survivability, and we may see more unit on the board, meaning that the catapult thing gonna be a little bit less seen than before. But having said that, Cutter Pike list and Ranger Tracker list gonna be very, very good. Ranger Tracker list with a Watch Marshal attachment, it's pretty hard to cut and to kill. Ranger Vanguard is also quite scary. The new and improved ambush that give 3 tokens, the panic, the weaken, and the vulnerable if you hit in the flank or the rear, make them a lot stronger. Also, the improvement of Benjamin Stark attachment and Samuel Tarly at one point with all the ability will make them an almost auto-include. With all those small change, I think the Night Watch gonna keep in middle of the pack of the faction power ranking. Now, let's enter our top 5 with the Greyjoy. The Greyjoy got a nerve to Ballon. He's 1 point more than before. But honestly, with the 4.3 attachment, you won't really feel it. The Dawn Prophet will also be a pain to deal with. At one point, making a unit that hard to kill gonna be a real pain. They got a small nerf to Victarion Assault Order, but overall, the faction was almost not touched. With all that, I really think that Greyjoy gonna stay one of the good faction of the game. At the 4th position, the Targaryen. The dragon will be a little bit less popular because, like I said before, with all the new attachment, pretty sure that we'll see stronger unit with better panic resistance and better healing and regenerative ability. Meaning that now the Targaryen will be a Blood Rider faction. The 4 new Blood Rider attachments at one point are very good. You cannot be weakened, and all of the Blood Rider have useful ability and all different for what you want to do. It's gonna be a crazy toolbox that the Targaryen gonna have access to. Also, I think the Unsullied gonna make a comeback because with Unsullied officer at 2 points, you can have 2 of them free. If you see Unsullied swordmen with 2 Unsullied officer, you know that they punch like a truck and you cannot ignore those units. Overall, I think the Targaryen gonna be a faction to be fair with those new buff to their faction. Now the Martell. Not a lot of change, but just enough. Aero attachment now for 1 point with all his ability and auto-include, and is just so powerful. I Hermitage Sentinel in a unit of skirmisher, oh my god, awful. They are fast now because they add 1 point to their speed value, and with the ambush ability being able to charge, and after that giving the 3 token, panic, vulnerable, and weaken, it's gonna be just crazy good. Having 1 or 2 of these units with the High Hermitage Sentinel, it's gonna be so powerful. They scare the shit out of me, and I think they're gonna stay on top of the meta. Now, the top 2 faction gonna be Brotherhood without banner, or like I like to call them, Brotherhood without bullshit. What can I say? Just so much regen. They are just unkillable. They have so much combo to regen with their unit, with their tactic card, with their NCU. They're gonna stay at the top of the meta. I really dislike their playstyle. You need to have skill to be good player, but when you play this faction, you just don't die. It's not a faction that I enjoy, but they're gonna still be strong and they're gonna be a real pain to deal with. And now at the top place, the best faction gonna be the Free Foe. What the fuck? You're gonna tell me they would admit faction in the last ranking? Yeah, but now we have Mag, the fucking Mag T. A 9-point unit giant that you can have at the cost of 1 point. Yes, because the monster don't have attachment, they decide to get the 4-point attachment and give it to Mag. Give it a reduction cost point of 4, meaning that Mag Commander is 5, and with this reduction, it's gonna be 1. Okay. A 9-point unit at the price of 1 is broken. Yes, when you have attachment, you improve a unit, but you will never have a unit this quality, this cheap, that give a huge advantage to the free folk. Also, the free folk still have Varamir, and when you have Varamir commander, you still have all his bees that can help him win some scenario, because with all the bees that stuck unit with them, and even if they kill them, they don't get victory point, and the free folk player just scoring. If you make a combination of Giant and Varamir, I really think that the free folk gonna be the top dog on this on the 6th season balance patch. Now I'm gonna put the faction in tier 3, Bolton and neutral. Just faction, fun to play, but you won't win a big event with them. Tier 2, Nightwatch, Greyjoy, Stark, Lannister, and Baratheon. You can still win, but you're gonna have an hard time because you have some top faction that's gonna be really hard to deal with. And the tier 1, Free Folk, Brotherhood without banner, Martell, and Targaryen. I think these 4 factions are the winner of the Season 6 balance patch. What can I say? This patch have some good. I really like the buff to the Bolton. I think they are almost there. I like what they did with the neutral. The commander now exclusive, and the neutral attachment that you cannot include in your 4 free-point attachment, helping to not broke the balance even further than it is broken. After that, the new format pushed the list building less from 4 units and 3 NCU. I really think that now we see more and more 5 units to NCU and maybe even 6 units to NCU, because people gonna want to put their free attachment in their army. And now, the bad. Neutral, not balanced at all. They did all of the job and they needed to push further than that. Bolton almost there, but neutral, very sad. Again, a faction that is unplayable in big event. They didn't address all the unfun part of the game. Varamir beast that make you cannot use units in some scenario, real hard to play against it and not fun. Brotherhood without banner having too much regeneration. Leak Knight just everywhere because they are too good when you play against Stark. Balon nerf, but not really a nerf, because now with the free attachment they're gonna get their point back. All those mechanics was not enjoyed by the player and it was not addressed. The Archer nerf. Let me tell you that now Archer will be a lot less played, because when you add a unit of X-Bow, Lannister X-Bow classic unit, but if you have Brown, you could have more than 1 attack in a round even if you have not access to the sword. But now, you don't have this. If you're not first player and don't have access to the sword, it's 1 attack. But 1 attack, when you have 6 dice, maybe you hit 4, and after that you need to see if your opponent succeed. Is save, armor save and Hispanic test. Usually you're gonna do what? 3, 4, 1. It's just not enough. With all the regen of some faction, and if we talk to Brotherhood without banner, your X-Bow is 6 point loss. You cannot play those units anymore. And me, when I have units that are pushed aside from the meta, and when I list build and I know that, okay, I cannot list build with half of my faction, that pissed me off. And after that, the last point is now the game is really unbalanced. We forgot that the season 5 was one of the best, or not the best patch for the balance. Yeah, we have the couple stuff of unfun that I stepped, but it was not that bad. Now, with the 4-point attachment rules, it was too big. They cannot saw everything and balance everything right away. Pretty sure they're gonna correct a couple of stuff in the fall, but right now let's build and find everything that is broken. I think that this year is gonna be a year that is gonna start hard, and some person gonna have a hard time with their faction until the next patch. And a quick example of the unbalance. Quoto, the Blood Rider attachment. 1 point, cannot be weakened, have intimidating presence, and prey of fear. If you take a generic assault veteran from the Lannister that only have intimidating presence, they are the same price. Why Koto have all those ability for the same price? Is so unbalanced, and he is on cavalry that is even better. I understand why they put the mountain at 3 points, because on horse he needed to be that high because it's very strong and he can erase a unit if you're lucky with one attack. But now they went and pushed the unit, the attachment unit down, and that was one of their big mistakes in my mind. They should have let the price at 2 for the unit that they took and take the unit, the attachment, and they took their price down, because we have 4 points of free attachment. They didn't need to get them less pricey. I understand the intention behind Simon. It's cool to see our hero or the attachment being more on the table, because we want to play like strong character, and the change will occur slowly, and they're gonna correct all the balance issue. I'm pretty sure, but this was kind of a easy balance to see. I really don't understand why they went there and they gave 4 free attachment point, and they dropped the point of the good attachment from each faction. In my mind, this is a big mistake, and I really hope that they're gonna fix it quickly. And that's all for me. I really wish you the best. I hope that you're gonna find the new broke list, and I hope to see you in an event soon. Good night.